It's electric.
You can't see it.
It's electric.
You gotta feel it.
It's electric.
Ooh, it's shocking.
It's electric.
Dig that Mr. Kelly with that floating electric man. She's a moving along electric.
She sure got the boogie.
You gotta know it.
It's electric.
Woogie, woogie, woogie. Then you can't hold it.
It's electric.
Woogie, woogie, woogie. But you know it's there. Here, there, and everywhere. And to move. I'm going on a party ride. Groove. And from this music I just can't. Go ahead.
Alternating current is a form of electrical current distinguished from other forms both by its ability to be easily transported over long distances and converted into a higher or lower voltage. To generate an alternating current, a conductive piece of metal spins between two magnets, generating an electrical current. So here behind me, we have the main generator to the Eagle Landing building, a large dormitory with about 618 rooms, and it produces enough electricity to provide emergency power to the entire building. So the way it works is it generates electricity, which is sent to a transformer, and that electricity is then converted to a voltage which can be used and transmitted throughout the rest of the building. Now, to do this, it uses the alternating current. And without the alternating current, it would only be able to provide electricity to, at most, a quarter of the building, despite producing enough electricity to be able to power the entire building. And this is because without using the alternating current, the circuitry that transfers the electricity would get too hot and would become a fire hazard. Now, what exactly is the alternating current?
I'm here to talk about the history of the alternating current. In 1887, Tesla discovered before the alternating current, the only forms of electricity were the wet cell battery and the direct current. Tesla gained the backing of Westinghouse, who gave them the financial capital he needed to continue working on the AC current. Edison also was pushing for the DC current at the same time and was a huge competitor for Tesla. The winning technology would be determined by which form of electricity was used in the Niagara Falls Dam. The contract for the Niagara Falls Dam was secured by Westinghouse when Tesla lit up the alternating current at the Chicago Exposition. The future of the alternating current was truly secured when J.P. Morgan became the majority stockholder in General Electric and fined Edison. J.P. Morgan, despite having no claim to the alternating current, sued Westinghouse for ownership of the patent. Westinghouse did not have enough money, and they were forced to give J.P. Morgan the patent.
If we think about a world where Tesla hadn't invented the AC generator and the step up and step down transformer, we're looking at a whole different world. We would not have the appliances we have today. Washers, dryers, mixers, blenders. We would not have the electronics we have today. The TVs, the radios. We wouldn't have refrigerators, iPods, iPads. We wouldn't have electricity that can travel great distances, hydropower. We wouldn't have the medical equipment that we take for granted. All these things use AC power. We also, if we didn't have the marriage of the AC-DC, We wouldn't have the portability that we have today to take our equipment places. For instance, you use AC power to charge up your iPod, and then you take your iPod with you. The AC power is what charges the DC power. We wouldn't have DVDs, we wouldn't have CDs. I mean, imagine a world without all of that. You're basically in the dark. And it's amazing that in the future we're going to have Y electricity, which is something Tesla was actually working on. And that's the transmission of electricity wirelessly. And when Tesla was working on this, J.P. Morgan, who was financing it, thought he was working on a radio transmission that would go from New York, Long Island to London. And when he found out that what Tesla really had in mind was giving the world free electricity, Morgan famously said, "But where would you put the meter?" Meaning, how would you make money? And Tesla's aim was not to make money, but to give the world free electricity. Free electricity would be clean. It would be totally, it wouldn't. You wouldn't have to do the dirty coal, the fracking, the natural gas that's wreaking devastation on our earth. And think for a minute that we wouldn't need oil because we could use Wi-Fi electricity for our cars.